Hello, in this video I am going to show you the enumerated data type, and I'm going to close that down, and it is also commonly referred to as enum. So I'll be referring to it as enum predominantly in this video and probably for the rest of this series whenever I use it. So what is an enum? It's essentially a user-defined data type that maps some sort of name to an integral, aka a integer value. Let me actually show you how to implement it. So you put the keyword enum, then you put a name for it. You can think of this as almost like the data type. So call it month and put some curly braces, semicolon. Inside here, you put your values. So you just put names. I'm gonna put January. You can see where we're going. Put a comma to separate each value. And you're thinking, what is each one representing? I'll show you, and I'll also show you how to override them as well, so they have a different value. But we'll get to that in a second. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, there we go. Let's also do a hash include of stdio.h so we can print some stuff out. To actually use it, you would put month and then let's say m, for example. Sorry, I need to put the keyword enum at the start. So we have an instance of month called m, then you assign a value to it. So in this case, one of these. So we put m equals, and let's say January. There we go. And you just do printf. Printf. And remember the integer values, so %i, put a backslash in to format it a bit, comma, and I'm going to put m. So if, even though, as you can see, this is not an integer, we don't have int per se here, but run it. Okay, so what we get in? Got a semicolon there. We do get an error. Expected m equals January. Okay, so I don't know what happened before. It's fine. I'm gonna say maybe I ran it before properly saving it. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. Print at 0. Let's see what happens if I go into December, which is the last month, the 12th month. It says 11. You might, be able to see that the first value is starting at 0, then it just goes up 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. As you can see, it says above it when I hover over it, all the way to 10 and 11. If you wanted it to represent, 1, for example, at the start, so January is the first month, instead of the 0 index, you just put January equals then an integer, let's say 1, for example. Now if I run this, it'll print out 12. So it started at 1, then it just goes up by 1. But what you can also do is midway, say March equals 100, for example. It's 109, so that's 1, that's 2. But because we've overridden March, that's 100. And anything after that, unless it's overridden, will just be, up by 1. So 101, 102. And obviously, if we go all the way to November, we'll get 108 and then 109. It's really it for enum. So the great thing about doing this is if you're making an application, let's say using the month example, and you want to see when a particular user is born what month, and based on that, maybe you'll reward them some sort of token, for example. Maybe it's a game. And instead of saying, does it equal 1, does it equal 2, does it equal 3, does it equal 4, all the way up to does it equal 12, just at a quick glance, you're thinking, now what's going on? When I say does it equal January, it's something to do with months immediately right there. You can just immediately tell. So this is great for that. So most of the time when you're dealing with some sort of integer values, probably going to be using ints. If they're predetermined and they're going to have a set value to them, and you want essentially want to name them. Instead of creating 12 integer variables called January, February, March, April specifically, so like instead of saying int January equals 1, int February equals 2, int March equals 3, for example, you just do an enum. You can have as many enums as you want, and you can just create as many as you want as well. You can think of this being the equivalent of putting int and then obviously putting some value here. This is still valid because this is technically an integer, and you can treat it like an integer as well and manipulate it accordingly, mathematically speaking, if you need to. So that's it for enums. Nothing more to it than that. Trust me, you're going to be using them a lot. I love them, use them all the time, and you'll be using them in C++ as well. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord group. There's a link in the description. Almost 4,200 members now. There's plenty of programming channels. If you want to check out the source code, there's also a link in the description. And as usual, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.